1 minute. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam.
Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji.
You're ready with the nectar?
Krishna. Verse number 41. Shraddhadanaya Bhaktaya Vinitaya Anisuyave Budeshu Krita Maitreya Susrubhi Krataya Cha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, purporting this verse. Translation: instructions should be given to the faithful devotee who is respectful to the spiritual master, non-envious, friendly to all kinds of living entities, and eager to render services with faith and sincerity. Go to the verse number 42. Bahirjada viragaya Shanta Chittaya Diyatam Nirmatsaraya Suchaye Yasyagam Prayasam Priyam. Bahi, for what is outside, Jata Viragaya, to him who has developed detachment, Shanta Chittaya, whose mind is peaceful, Diyatam, let this be instructed, Nirmatsaraya, non-envious, Suchaye, perfectly cleansed, Yasya, of whom, Aham, I, Prayasam, of all that is very dear, Priyaha, the most dear. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This instruction should be imparted by the spiritual master to person who have taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be more dear than anything, who are not envious of anyone, who are perfectly cleansed and who have developed detachment for that which is outside the purview of Krishna consciousness. Purport. In the beginning, no one can be elevated to the highest stage of devotional service. Here, Bhakta means one who does not hesitate to accept the reformatory process for becoming Bhakta. In order to become a devotee of the Lord, one has to accept spiritual master and inquire from him about how to progress in devotional service. To serve a devotee, to chant the holy name according to a certain counting method, to worship the deity, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita from the realized person, and to live in a sacred place where devotional service is not disturbed, are the first out of 64 devotional service for making progress in devotional service. One who has accepted these 5 chief activities is called a devotee. One must be prepared to offer the necessary respect and honor to the spiritual master. He should not be unnecessarily envious of his God brothers. Rather, if a God brother is more enlightened and advanced in Krishna consciousness, one should accept him as almost equal to the spiritual master. And one should be happy to see that God brothers advance in Krishna consciousness. A devotee should always be very kind to the general public in instructing Krishna consciousness, because that is the only solution for getting out of the clutches of Maya. That is really humanitarian work, for it is the very way to show mercy to other people who need it badly. The word Susrubhi Abritaya indicates a person who faithfully engages in serving the spiritual master. One should give personal service and all kinds of comforts to the spiritual master. A devotee who does so is a bona fide candidate for taking his instruction. The word Bahir Jada Viragaya means a person who has developed detachment from external and internal material propensities. Not only is he not only is he detached from the activities which are not connected to Krishna conscious, but he should be internally averse the material way of life. Such a person must be non-envious and should think of the welfare of all living entities, not only of human beings, but living entities other than human beings. The word Suchaya means one who has cleansed both internally and externally. To become actually cleansed externally and internally, one should chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna or Vishnu constantly. The word Dhyata means that knowledge of Krishna consciousness should be offered by the spiritual master. The spiritual master must not accept a disciple who is not qualified. He should not be professional and should not accept disciples for monetary gains. The bona fide spiritual master must be the bona fide must see the bona fide qualities of a person whom he is going to initiate. An unworthy person should not be initiated. The spiritual master should train his disciple in such a way so that in the future, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead will be dearmost goal of his life. In these two verses, the qualities of a devotee are fully explained. One who is actually developed all qualities listed in these verses is already elevated to the post of a devotee. If one has not developed all these qualities, he still has to fulfill these conditions in order to become a perfect devotee. And the verse number 43, with this, there is no purport. Yaidam shuneyada adamba shraddhaya purusha sakrud yo vabidatte machitta sahi yedi padavimchame. Anyone who once meditates upon me with faith and affection, who hears and chants about me, surely go back home, back to Godhead. Purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the third canto, third chapter, 32nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Entanglement Fruitive Activities. Hare Krishna. Omakyanatimirandasya jnananjanashalagaya Chakshuronmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupakata Madhyam Tadadi Swapatantikam Devam Shri Gurun Shri Yudaptakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Tem Shri Rupam Takrita Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpada Rupyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vishnu. So
Next chapter is very good. Next chapter, full devotional service starting.
yes, Prabhuji.
I'm
Translation.
very tired. I didn't put the video, but I'm lying down and listening. I'm very tired.
You no problem, Prabhu. No problem. No problem, Prabhu. Like Prabhu. Instruction should be given to the faithful devotee who is respectful to the spiritual master, non-envious, friendly to all kinds of living entities, and eager to render service to the with sincerity. So, in these verses, all this 41st, 42nd, and even the 43rd to some extent explains about the qualities one who's a devotee should acquire to become a devotee. This is very clearly explained in these verses. Initially, out of 60, Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the the limbs of bhakti process, 64 limbs of bhakti process is explaining. Out of that, the 5 is very important, the first 5, and which is explained by Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where in the Madhya Leela, in the Sanatan Shiksha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu giving to Sanatan Goswami, Madhya Leela 22nd chapter, verse number 128. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana Bhagavata Shravana Mathura Vasa Srimurta Shraddhaya Sevana. These 5 are the very, very essential. If one very sincerely follow this one, that encompasses all the good qualities a devotee should possess. Sadhu Sangha. In the 9 process, the first one is Adau Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. These 3 is interlinked in this Sadhu Sangha. So how one will come to Sadhu Sangha? When he gets the basic Shraddha or faith. Once we get the devotee get faith, the next action he should do is he has to anchor to attend a Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. It can be in modern days, it can be online, offline, or just meeting a friend. Even the being with the scriptures is a Sadhu Sangha, given by the bona fide spiritual master, and then any other scripture comes from the true parampara system. So the Sadhu Sangha, with this Shraddha, one comes, and with this kind of all association he gets, and then he cannot be ideal. Then he have to do activities, hearing, chanting, and so many other unlimited services are available in Krishna conscious, serving the Lord. These are all comes under Bhajana Kriya. So the Namakirtana is, after Sadhu Sangha, Namakirtana is very important, because that only the recommended yajna for the age of Kali. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended individually a devotee should always engross in chanting the holy name, and collectively engage in Nama Sankirtan. He gave more emphasis on congregational chanting and Bhagavata Shravana. So to get faith on the bhakti process, one has to always develop eagerness to hear Bhagavata, because Bhagavata is 2. One is personal Bhagavata and Grantha Bhagavata. Grantha Bhagavata means book Bhagavata, which is narrated, originally given by the Lord, Supreme Lord, to Brahma, and then finally Sukadeva Goswami instructing the same Bhagavatam in an expanded way to Parikshit Maharaj, and then again it's spoken many times by various devotees like Suta Goswami, and then later also. So now this Bhagavata is why so important other than other. It's an Amala Purana. It is no contaminations at all, and also it has a very important feature is it's a process. It gives us the process by which one can achieve. It's a relation. Basically, it's a relationship between a Bhakta and Bhagavan. Bhakta is one who. Bhakta is not a very. It's a very vague word. It's a very responsible and very powerful word. Bhakta means one who has developed the love for Krishna. He is called a Bhakta. Until then, we are all sadhana Bhakta. We are trying to become a devotee. So a devotee means he should have developed the love for the Supreme Lord. And the process to develop the bhakti develop the love for Krishna is called bhakti. So Sri Bhagavan Bhakti, Hare Krishna. So Bhagavan, the relationship between Bhakta and Bhagavan, and the process to get that relationship is bhakti. That is the epitome of Srimad Bhagavatam. If you see from the first canto to the last, there are innumerable devotees' life is being explained in such a way that we get in all circumstances, in all times, in all situations, in all places, that will be very useful to understand and we can assimilate in our life. So that is why out of all scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very important. And Mathura is the holy place. We have to visit the holy places where the pastimes of the Supreme Lord directly happened in this Bhautik Lok. So where another big benefit is whenever we go there, we can see so many exalted devotees there present physically, and so many other acharyas visited there. Their presence we can feel that. So Mathura is we are once in a while we have to plan our trip to go to this Dham, and the finally one Srimurti Sevaya, Shraddhaya Sevaya. Srimurti Sevaya. Why the deity worship is required? In our Gaudiya, in Achintya Bheda Paita Tattva, in Brahmamada Gaudiya Sampradaya, the more emphasis was given to Bhagavata Vidhi, that is chanting the holy name, reading the scriptures and all that. If that alone, for sure, that alone is sufficient for one take one to back to Godhead, for sure. But then why the deity worship is recommended by Srila Prabhupada? To get into the Shuddha Nama or pure devotional service, one has to develop love for the Supreme Lord. For that, one has to develop a personal relationship with the Supreme Lord. For that purpose, we need to have a deity worship at home. In that way, we can have an one-to-one conversation with the Supreme Lord, with the in their Srimurti Vigraha form. So the Srimurti Shraddhaya Sevaya. So the Bhagavata Vidhi and the Pancharatriya Vidhi both are essential for a devotee to advance in spiritual life. So in the purport, Prabhupada pointing out various things, various things one has to develop to become a devotee. One must be prepared to offer necessary respect and honor to the spiritual master. This is the most important thing. One has to identify and get the message of the Supreme Lord. If we are not getting a spiritual master, we have to cry to Krishna to give a spiritual master. When we get a spiritual master, then we have to cry to spiritual master to get Krishna. So they are all interconnected. Guru and Krishna are really interconnected. So either way, we have to cry out to get these two most important persons in our life. Krishna is a person. He should not be unnecessarily envious of God brother. A devotee should not be envious of any God brother. Rather, if a God brother is more enlightened and advanced in Krishna consciousness, one should accept him as almost equal to the spiritual master, and one should be happy to see such God brothers advance in Krishna consciousness. So in our sadhu sangha and whenever we meet, whenever we see the advanced Krishna conscious devotees, we have to pay respectful obeisances unto them physically and mentally. and we have to try to follow their footstep. Even that devotee can be very young to young in age to ours, or very in by the means of years we invest on becoming a devotee, maybe very less, but that devotee will demonstrate how pure he is. We can see among our devotees, some devotees will be glowing among our satsang. So they are really advancing. Their advancement we can see, but our anarthas which we carry with us may develop envy towards them. That is what Prabhupada is saying. We should not do that, and we should encourage them to go further. So, in the dealing with the devotees in satsang, we must know where we are when we are dealing with any devotee. So, any devotee means it's not externally one should say that I'm so insignificant, everyone is high. No, if everyone thinks that, who will guide the other one? So what we should do, we have to introspect whenever see a single devotee, whether every single devotee in spiritually, forget about all our material qualifications. When I see a devotee, when we see a devotee, what is his spiritual background, that doesn't matter. Immediately what we have to see, how much he is advanced. Is he equal to me, or is he above me, or he is still struggling, is below me? So if he is above us, we have to pay all respect to them, and we have to humbly request to bless, and also we have to get instruction from them, how did you reach to this level, humbly, and then we have to hanker to become that level. And if we are in equal status, we find that this Prabhu and me, this Mataji and me are equal in level, then what we have to do is we have to exchange our difficulties and pleasures in the Krishna conscious activities. In that way, they will also exchange there. So this will help each other to go together. If we see someone is below us, we have to compassionately go near them, help them to come up in Krishna consciousness. These three applications we have to put in every single devotee when we interact with them. A devotee should always be very kind to the general public in instructing Krishna consciousness, because that is the only solution for getting to the clutches of Maya. This is a big task. We have closely watch the audience and deliver as much as they need. Okay. We have to, this is a very important quality of a devotee. Whenever we are being asked to address a devotee, first thing what we have to do is, we have to understand where we are. If our responsibility is to speak to them, then immediately we have to understand whom we are speaking. We should not try to pour out whatever we have known unto that date. No. We have to understand the digestion capacity of the audience who are sitting in front of us. That is very important. And according to their, and not only that, what is their situation? If some 100 people are died, and if we saw that these are all their karma, so they died, then it will not work. They will not appreciate this kind of instruction. So we have to compassionately, though maybe it is correct, but we cannot express in that way. Similarly, we have to see who are the audience, and what if they are very intellect in materially, we have to go in their way and do it. If they are very drunkard people, then we have to go in their way and come out. When Srila Prabhupada was in America, he stayed in one home and he opened the fridge to take something, and a potato or something like that. Then he saw so many meat packets in that, and the house owner was really embarrassed to see Prabhupada looking at that. And Prabhupada said, if you have craving for eating, please don't buy beef, meat, which is our mother in our scriptures, it says. So take chicken, the lower conscious me, it's, and slowly, gradually, you come out of this one. And later they left everything and became a pure devotee. So if he is chastised immediately left, right, and blue center, then they will not accept Krishna consciousness. Once Radha Gopinath Prabhu was invited in Aurangabad Engineering College, and he prepared a subject matter which was given by the principal to address to the 2,500 students. But the moment he reached there, he found the college was in so much of agony, and nobody was in a mood to listen to any lecture or anything. He could sense from the entering into the college only. Then somebody said that a very intelligent boy committed suicide a day before in the hostel room. I read in newspaper today also somewhere it happened. So IIT student today also somebody. So this is an Aurangabad engineering student. He died. So the principal was really upset, and he said, he asked what is the reason. He's a very good boy. Maybe he couldn't get the marks he thought. That's a very simple reason, because he's so much studious boy. No other reason could be there like that. Okay, then Radha Gopinath Prabhu was thinking, and he begged to the mercy of the Radha Gopinath to give right instruction to speak on, to inspire these people. So he went and spoke. You all may be wondering why I am here to speak on such a day. And then he asked there were about 2,000 students were sitting. Then, since they are engineering students, he asked, what is the diameter of the sun planet? And finally, somebody said 1.4 million kilometer diameter. And he asked, what is the size of 1 rupee diameter of 1 rupee coin? Somebody said that it's about 2 centimeters like this. Then he asked, is it possible to cover this sun planet with this 2 centimeter 1 rupee coin? Then everybody was thinking, and no, it is not possible like this. And the Prabhu said, it is possible. If we bring that coin close to our eye retina, then the sun planet will not be visible. The whole thing will be in black. The moment you start moving the coin outside, everything will be, the light will be revealed, and the existence of that coin will not be any hindrance to receiving the light. Similarly, whenever we get a problem in our life, we have to move that problem further. We have to see that problem amongst the larger spectrum of our life. If you have a health problem, okay, and then we have to take it to the larger spectrum. In my education, in my family relationship, in my economical situation, in my health, by putting all together, what much percentage of the health concerns for me? It will become a very meager amount. If you think that always, why should I am always paying in other way? If I have a economical problem, then that haunts us. People who earns nothing also living happily. So we have to think like that. So we should not hanker on any problem which hankers us. Then we have to move it further to see everything in one way. So why I'm saying this one, a quality of a devotee is to understand in what level to whom we have to speak in situations. Here, in this verse, Kapila Muni is instructing the devotee, the practicing devotee must faithfully engage in serving the spiritual master. One should give personal service and all kinds of comforts to the spiritual master. A devotee who does so also a bona fide candidate for taking his instructions. The word Bahir Jada Viragaya means a person who has developed detachment from external and internal material propensities. Not only he is detached from activities which are connected to Krishna consciousness, but he should be internally averse the material way of life. Such a person must be non-envious. Okay, so here one should serve our spiritual master. One can ask, in an year, a devotee can, if he is so lucky, he can see a spiritual master, just to get a darshan for 1 minute. And it is hardly anybody will get time, any chance to meet him, particularly the devotees of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami is always in travel. 70,000 disciples are there. The exalted devotees, very senior, like His Grace Shukra Krishna Das Prabhu, will get a chance to meet him often. But Guru Maharaj gives instruction that serving Guru means one need not to go near and massage him and take instruction from him. His instructions are wide open. He is daily speaking. If we follow his instruction, that is equal to serving him. That that is Vani. Vapu Seva is absolutely equal to the Vani Seva. Vani Seva means understanding his instructions and living to that. And here it's saying such a person must be non-envious. You should not be envious about Guru Maharaj. So because such devotees are there equal to Guru, and such devotees, in any situation, we should not find any fault on him. And such a devotee, not only, such a devotee should think always about the welfare of the all living entities, not only the human beings, but living entities other than human beings also. In France, there was a tennis player, Grand Slam player called Peter Barwash. The Peter Barwash was on his days, he was a champion like modern day anyone, like Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, Peter Barwash like that. And he liked the philosophical teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he became a devotee. Along with that, his profession, he was playing tennis also. So in somewhere when he was playing one championship, his devotee friends were really interested to see this devotee winning. So his friends were looking at somewhere in Asian countries, the tournament was going on. And he was winning all the sets, and finally, all of a sudden, he lost concentration and he lost. And then finally, the reporters asked why you were going fast, and they immediately, all of a sudden, the curve came down and you lost it. And he did not say anything, and he said, "It depends. I don't know," like that. Then to the devotees, he said, "See, when I was playing, it was a clay court, not a synthetic court. He saw a row of ants were going in one corner of the tennis court. So I tried to avoid them. My concentration was on them. The ball should not come there. Whenever it comes there, I was jumping and trying to not the row of ants get disturbed by this. And also, I never stamped my feet on there. So whenever the ball comes there, I left it, and the opponent found this one. So he started hitting on that area, and I lost the match like that. So such a thing is the devotees' compassion to living entities, not only the in Tamil Nadu, there was a great poet called Mahakavi Bharati, Subramani Bharadiyar. Row of ants, small ant. And this Bharadiyar he was very known poet, but he was very poor. He couldn't win his bread always. So whatever he gets, that only he will bring. So his wife borrowed rice from next house, and he kept it for drying on outside his house. When he was coming inside, he saw 2-3 sparrows were entering into that, and they were trying to eat it. And he looked above. There were so many, maybe hundreds of sparrows were looking at them, fearing he will disturb them. So they did not come. So slowly, what he did, he threw all the rice into his courtyard, so that all sparrows came down and they all ate. And his wife looked at them, and she was very angry. And then he said, "Why you do this one? We are feeling hungry. That's why I borrowed this rice and you gave it to me." Then he said, "See, if we eat your and mine, 2 stomach only fill. See this, how many hundreds of living entities are eating." So this is how a realized soul will always think. In purport, Prabhupada says, the words Suchaya means one who is cleansed both internally and externally. To become actually cleansed externally and internally, one shouldn't chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna or Vishnu, constantly. So the chanting is emphasized in every aspect, because even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord himself, he did not leave so many scriptures for us to follow. Only one scripture called Sistashtakam. In that first verse, the whole thing is about chanting the holy name. Third verse is so important, but the first verse, there are 7 benefits of chanting the holy name. The first one, Chedo Darpana Marjanam, it's like a cleaning of the mirror to see our face. Like that, if we start cleaning our conscious by chanting, constantly chanting the holy name, and our self-identity will be revealed. What is the self-identity? I am the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord. So that will come only through chanting. So Prabhupada is saying that is the one prime instruction given by the master, spiritual master, to a devotee. The word Dhyata means the knowledge of Krishna consciousness should be offered by the spiritual master. So whatever knowledge we get, that is the mercy of our spiritual master. That is why every devotee, if someone is glorified, their ability, if someone paints, if someone cooks, if someone sings, if someone gives nice lecture, immediately we pass on, somebody glorifies that, immediately we should pass on that glory to spiritual master, because that comes because of his mercy. Instead, if we keep ourselves spontaneously, the Maya's activities are very subtle, we may not know. So one Prabhu was saying, if we attend a program and we come back and somebody is sharing 10 photographs, in that the Lord, the very exalted devotee, the visiting devotee, everybody will be there. But out of these pictures, our eyes will go to see where is my face in all these pictures. That means still we are in a very, very low bottom level. Our presence in that is not an insignificant. I get another chance to see the Lord's deity. I get another chance to meet the senior devotees who came there. I get another chance to see or hear the wonderful kirtan by that Prabhu or Mataji. Like that we have to think. But for me, I'm sure when I get such a photo collection, immediately I will at least first I'll run through that and see in how many photos I am there. So that shows our low level Krishna conscious development. The spiritual master must not accept a disciple who is not qualified. He should not be professional and should not accept any disciple for monetary gains. So this is instruction to the spiritual master, and all spiritual masters in the parampara system, they know this very well, and they will deal with such devotees very nicely. When Srila Prabhupada was in America, one very rich man came to Krishna conscious, and he used to give all uh, Lakshmi, whatever when Prabhupada required. Prabhupada once he requested him come to ashram before he leave, and he said, please give 5,000 US dollars for some construction like that. He said, okay, I will arrange. Then Prabhupada left on the same day. Then when he was in Delhi, he got a letter from that Prabhu saying that in the first line only he said the respected obeisance to Srila Prabhupada like that. And then the first sentence matter, he said, I already pass on that 5,000 US dollar which you requested me to such and such person like that. And then his second para is asking, I ask you whether I can install the Radha Krishna deity in my home. Can I do that? With the Prabhupada in his letter, he said, thank you so much for giving the Lakshmi which I requested for the temple management. Same time, you are not qualified to take the Radha Krishna deity at your home. You have to go a long way in purification before installing a deity at home. So he was never compromising for monetary benefit of that, anything like that. So the bona fide spiritual master must see a bona fide qualities of a person whom he is going to initiate. That's the quality of a devotee. Prabhupada was looking at, and here also, even today, when we go for initiation, those who are in shelter stage or initiation stage, they know how difficult it is, because there are many level of devotees who scrutinize the devotee's nature, and then they will recommend to Guru Maharaj. An unworthy person should not be initiated. The spiritual master should train his disciple in such a way so that the future only, in the future, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead will be dearmost goal of his life. Because if for a fancy, for some like a material achievement, if someone thinks that I get an initiation, then my name will be suffixed with Devi or the Das or Devidasi, that simply will make them fall down. But one has to fully convinced about the scriptures. Only when the devotee is convinced, then they will recommend to get it done. So these are the two verses given about the qualities one should acquire to become a devotee. So in the process of training to become a devotee, one has to purify his conscience constantly by all means. In 10th canto, 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th verse, Sukadeva Goswami is saying like this: Kalena stana sauchabhyam samskaras tabajejya suddhayanti dhanais santushtya dravyani atma vidyaya. So many things, how it is getting purified, it is explained very detailedly. By passing time, land and other material possessions are purified. See, if a filthy thing is poured on the ground, when the sunlight comes in the evening, you will see it's dried, and that place is purified by sun. The time and the nature itself, it will take, it's purified. And for the human being, or for the sake, even the animals, if they get snana, if you take a bath, and then the body, external body is purified. Okay. Suddhayanti dhanai, and once if you do the ceremonies, one's birth is being purified. And if one is observing all austerities like waking up early in the morning, chanting the holy name, and observing, eating only Krishna Prasad. These are all little bit of austerity, and observing Ekadasi Vrata. These are all for cleaning our senses. and worshipping the Supreme Lord, offering the bhoga to him and giving charities to the Brahmanas, the material, the Krishna, and see, for the money we give as charity to Krishna consciousness for the activities is to purify the Lakshmi, the Dhana, what we have, we are holding with us. If we have 100 dirhams, and if we give 10 dirhams as charity, we are giving 10 dirhams for the Krishna conscious activity. The same time, we are purifying the 90 dirhams which we are holding on. So this is the way we have to consider while giving. So as much we give, that much purification will go on. And so a santushtiya, if we are content in our life, mind gets purified. If we are greedy, or if we are succumbing to the 6 enemies of internal kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, then the mind will not get purified. It will be always agitated. So santushti, content, whatever we have, we should be trying to try to become happy. In that way, mind will get purified. And by studying the scriptures, becoming self-realized, and becoming Krishna conscious, soul will be purified. Atma Atma Vidya. So like that, there is a process of becoming purified in that way. Hare Krishna, Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. We'll stop here. Any questions? We'll take. It's 9:55.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a very instructive class. So, Prabhuji, you were saying that the term initiation is not for material happiness. It is we have to get convinced of the Vedic scriptures. So, what do you mean by that convincing?
Means we have to initially we have to see some. For example, in an house, there are 2 people and one is taking initiation. Okay, let me also take initiation. I will get by the process. If you are not convinced with the process about the chanting of the holy name, about the philosophy given in this parampara, about the Guru parampara, if you are not sufficiently convinced, then we will start committing offenses after getting initiation. That will affect the our Guru Maharaj. So we should not do this, and that's why the process is given to monitor the sadhaka bhakta.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Ainsha.
Prabhuji, I had one question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you are telling that one Prabhuji went to give a lecture and he gave the example of the sun and the coin. Prabhuji, can you please repeat that, Prabhuji? I just missed it.
This Radha Gopinath Prabhu, a leading brahmachari in Chowpatty, he went to give a lecture to Aurangabad Engineering College. So the students were not in mood of receiving any the philosophy, because their very best student committed suicide one day before. So the principal asked us, please give something to encourage the students. So he asked what is the diameter of the sun planet, and we asked what is the diameter of the 1 rupee coin. And he asked, is that possible that 1 million kilometer big sun planet can be covered with one rupee coin? Then they said, most of them said not possible. Then he said, it is possible. If we bring the coin very close to our eyes, then the sun planet will not be seen. Similarly, our small problem of ours will look like a huge problem because we are taking it such close. So you put that problem in a larger spectrum. and then you will see, I have failed my semester. Okay, that's my problem. Think about that and go to commit suicide. No, in my whole life, I have a beautiful family, and I have some boys, when they don't get uh, the girl whom they love, they go for committing this, and vice versa. So in a larger life, this is a small problem. I have beautiful parents. My health is so beautiful. I am looking so beautiful. I'm an intelligent person, and the society is good. Okay, I couldn't met that. I couldn't get pass in this semester. I couldn't get that girl or boy. I couldn't get that motorbike. I couldn't get that mobile phone. My health is not so good. Every problem, if we put that into all the good things and keep in center, then that will be a very small problem, and we will not feel much for that. That's what Prabhu was saying.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any more comments?
Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji. Wonderful
Kodi,
class.
kodi.
Lot of inputs on how to behave or how to deal with other devotees who are superior to us and all that. Really, very, very practical tips you have given. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's how we should be. We should, whenever we deal with. See, in this forum, if I say Anita Mataji, I should interact her with differently. Visnarayan Prabhu differently. Ayansha Prabhu differently. Shukra Krishnadas Prabhu differently. So whomever we deal, immediately we have to introspect. Is very above me. This person is equal to me. This person is below me. Below means I have to show compassion and help. Equal means I have to share, give and take. If the above means we have to go submit and get something from them. So when we are dealing with the devotee, we should go in this respect always.
And the other example you gave of the person in the US who was keeping meat in the fridge, that is also very, very practical example, because when we are having maybe some stringent rules. If we tell that initially to somebody, they will not appreciate it all. So slowly, in the small doses, if it is given, I think people will be encouraged to adopt it.
Exactly. Oh, in one of our satsang we conducted, maybe 10 years before, I was 10-15 years before, I was so fired up at that time. Unlike now, so much reading, so much hearing, so much class, we will be running all after that. At that time, one satsang was conducted in a new devotee's house, where when we enter in the morning, we could see the Scotch whiskey in the table, because last night he drank and nobody removed it. And immediately I went there, I went to go dhoti kurta, and immediately I took it and went to the Prabhu's house. Prabhu, where I can keep this one? He really shocked and but sorry. No, it's okay, Prabhu. Tell me where I want to clean this area where I could. So this really attracted him, and he said, I'm sorry. He was thinking about that. Prabhu, forget about this one. Everyone is like this only. We are all in the process of purifying only. Then other devotee said, what kind of house is one? We are conducting a program. And I said, Prabhupada did not go to one single house which didn't have all these things. Meat, alcohol, all illicit sex, everything were there. That's Kali Yuga. If we start thinking like that, we'll not able to preach. And then we have to show our compassion. All are Jagai Madais only. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Madam.
I have one question. If you had time, could you please?
Yeah. Please, Madam.
So, Prabhuji, so Prabhupada has instructed those persons, like even V.S. Narayan Prabhu was saying that slowly we have to say and we can bring them out. But how is the process will start, Prabhuji, when they are eating non-veg or when they are non-devotees? Then how can we, from where to start? When they are not at all inclined to listen, then how can we deal with them?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Pramadaji. If, for example, if that person is our family member, for example. Our family members, what we can do is simply, if a Mataji is serving, husband is a meat eater, Mataji, no option to go away from the house. First, we have to make sure. So then we have to make sure my journey towards the final destination has to be ensured. So then we have to speak very compassionately, politely to the partner, saying that, see, I'm so much convinced in this one. As long as you are not convinced, you behave like whatever you see. And then when you see essence in my life, you please come up with it. Until then, I will be eating something else. I'll be making something, and I will take little more effort to make my own, and I'll offer to the Lord, and I will eat as a prasadam. And definitely I will not miss the responsibility of cooking for you. Whatever you want, I'll cook for you, even if it is meat. And then you have to tell them that, please forgive me. I will not be able to taste it before serving you. So if it is little less salt or spice, please forgive me for that. If we so compassionately we talk to them, slowly, I have seen many devotees, many husbands like this, they changed, then finally said, don't cook for me. If I need, I will cook outside. Here, whatever you cook, I will eat. So then he is eating only prasadam. Whatever I need, I will cook, eat outside. And slowly he will lose that also. If his craving is so strong, then leave it as it is. If not in this lifetime, he has taken a lot of prasadam, then leave. If it is, the case is not within our family, somewhere else, then we have to go to them, give them prasadam. See, why to say, why to tell about others? My sister, who left the body a couple of years before, when I was not in Krishna conscious, me and my wife will be in Coimbatore. She used to come once in a week to all the efforts to bring Jagannath Prasad. And then she opened the fridge and she really feels sad. Last week he committed that he will chant and he will stop meeting. Then I can see the fish in the fridge. And when she opens that, I will put my head down. I know, but I cannot, my craving or my family, I cannot leave that. And she will never chastise me or scold me. Said, okay, no problem. Eat this prasadam. And whenever, please, at least once in a week, come to temple. He was waiting for me for a long time. And then Krishna's plan, everything changed. Then I became a devotee and she was very happy. We two were exchanging every moment. So a devotee should be, the benchmark is compassion. When the Krishna Prabhupada gave one of the leading devotee named Bhavananda Prabhu, these devotees doesn't know English people, they don't know what is the name. Jayapataga means what? Victory flag. So everyone, he has to give name and the meaning also. Then Bhavananda Prabhu asked, what is Bhavananda? You said Bhava is dukkha. Bhava, the Bhava Loka, in this material world, everybody is dukkha. Why you put name Bhavananda? And Prabhupada said, for a devotee, Bhavasagar also happy, because you can experience and demonstrate so many good qualities here. And then you will see so much happiness here. That is not possible for materialist people. Baba Sagara is dukkha for the non-devotees. Dukkha, devotees, everything, everywhere, situation is same. So, so-called material miseries will not look as a material misery if he is a pure devotee. And the Prabhupada said, some of the qualities which you can demonstrate is here, even in the Golok, in the spiritual world, you cannot demonstrate that. You don't have a scope there. So this is Baba Ananda. And he asked, what, like what? Bhavananda Prabhu, he said, like compassion. You can, in spiritual world, everyone is elevated. No one is fallen. So there is no scope of showing compassion to others. Everyone is elevated. Here, many people are fallen. So go to them, show your compassion and lift them.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Any questions? Vivek Prabhu? Vivek Prabhu?
Hare Krishna,
Anila?
Prabhu.
Hare
No
Krishna.
question today.
Thank you, Prabhu, for coming every day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for explaining that much, sir. It was very nice to hear you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there is no more questions, comments, shall we wind up? Anil Anand Prabhu, Sugar Krishna's Prabhu, can we wind up?
Haribol, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. That was Pranam, very nice class. And even the discussion, So, yes. As you said, lots of challenges we all will face as we are in the process of cleaning ourselves. And my experience is, once by the mercy of, there is no doubt, knowingly or unknowingly, we have to get somebody's mercy. Sometimes we are conscious about it, sometimes we are not, because this world itself is so much, as you said, it's already in Kali Yuga, and in what phase of Kali Yuga, no need to discuss. We know what is happening around. It's in the horrible stages of Kali Yuga. That much we can. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So we are in the horrible phases of Kali Yuga, where all nonsense is going on at all levels. If you are equipped with little more material energies in terms of wealth or opulence or power, most of the people are misusing it. In corporate world, this world, it's horrible actually. If you see, if you are able to know, or if it is horrible. In fact, there is no better word actually. I have seen some at very close quarters, at very senior professionals who otherwise look very gentlemen and everyone, but they are the rascals when it comes to their real state of the mind, their real desires and everything. So Kali Yuga is that such. So for us to trade this journey, there is no doubt we have to have the warrior's mood. We have to be in the warrior's mood only. And unless we are equipped, Haribol. Haribol.
No, Prabhu, you continue, Prabhu. Prabhuji, please unmute yourself. Sorry.
Yeah, Haribol. So there is no doubt that we have to be in the warrior's mood to treat this journey, which we can do definitely fearlessly only in the association of devotees. And if we get pure association of devotees, nothing like it. We are the best.
Okay. Prabhu, continue. Prabhu, sorry. Okay, Prabhu, please unmute yourself with this Anita Ramaya Madaji's who's okay. Now please, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Prabhuji,
So
I
I
think
was saying,
I was not unmuted. I was on mute.
No, Madaji. Okay, no problem, Madaji. Please mute. Okay.
I was saying, if we get association of pure devotees, nothing like it. It's the best blessing we can even think of, because we are in the Kali Yuga. We cannot deny that. And in that Kali Yuga, if we get association of pure devotees, which is the guaranteed way of walking fearlessly with warrior's mood to tread this journey, it is the best thing that can happen to us. Your own example you gave as to how your own sister used to feel sorry, but she did not give up. Okay? It's a very fine quality of a devotee who does not give up, seeing the condition, miserable, plight condition of a jiva who is unaware. Okay, suppose you are consuming all which is undesirable, and that is purely in ignorance. The moment you little part of the ignorance was moved away, you shied away from it, and even in your dream now you will not consume it. But there was a time when you are the same person, you were honoring it, you are enjoying it. So there it clearly shows there was a time when you were ignorant. There is now a time when the ignorance is fading off, and that is purely because of the mercy of the devotee. On your own, I tell you, impossible for you to come out of this plight. So our desires, we have to ignite, saying that, please, I have to get the association of pure devotee. Please, Guru Maharaj, Krishna, help me to walk on the right path. This desire has to come in, and that has to get ignited. Okay. Once the desire comes, it will lighten up, and then pure devotee will ignite it around us. So it is definitely a challenging road to drive, but this is a highway. This is a highway with a lot of challenges, but devotee's mercy and compassion undoubtedly is the need of every moment for every one of us. Okay. So all of us who are able to join our association every evening, it's a solid tonic for us for the next 24 hours. Solid tonic. Okay. And we are inviting a lot of pure devotees also, because they also come in charges, and they share their own aura of purity. So association is absolutely necessary. It is ever necessary in the concept of time, in all the yugas, and much more necessary in the time of today, which we are having. So very grateful to you and all the Vaishnavas who are organizing Sukhakar Prabhu and all other Vaishnavas who come for the programs. Yeah, imagine this 1 hour. Like I attended probably for last 5-7 minutes only. At 7:21, I was able to get in today. But you see, last my 20 minutes are so beautiful. I'm charged last 20 minutes. And before that, I had a lot of things to address to in office. A lot of, I don't want to say nonsense. I am a part of it. But all these Kali Yuga challenges.
Yeah, challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, all you get challenged. You cannot avoid them. You
Yes.
cannot avoid them. As Anita Mataji is saying, oh, well, if you're a partner or some family member, you are a main cook, insist on having something which Krishna does not like, and it's your test. You have to still serve him. Krishna only gave you that part of the family member, so we cannot avoid him.
Correct.
We cannot avoid him. We have to serve him, and in the thinking in back of our mind that Krishna is what testing me. Okay, in such situations also. Anyway, so this is the life. What to do?
Yes.
We are in this world, we are in this body, we are in this state of consciousness, and yeah, Daivi Yasha Gunamai, Mama Maya Duratya, Mame
Yes.
Ye Prapadyante, Mame Etam Tarantite. Me alone, unless me alone you hold my hand. Me means Guru and Krishna. You cannot cross this ocean of nation. It is so boldly declared. It is so absolutely clear. One shloka of Bhagavad Gita, that is enough for us to dictate, rather with that general's voice, that you better surrender. How this? When the general orders soldier, fire means fire. That moment, fire. Second, fire. The bullet has to go, you see. There are only two really warriors in the life, if you say. One is the person who fights on the battlefield for the honor of the country, and he sacrifices his whole life, But you see the what they say, the mood and the temperament and the warrior spirit he fights with. Fire means fire, and he will go and kill the enemy like that. He's one real warrior. But saints say what? Saints will say the real warrior is one who knows how to conquer the senses. You see, the one who conquers the senses is a real warrior. And saints are master of senses. What about them? Beyond words. Okay. So, Haribol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu. Great insight. It's all our practical problems you addressed very nicely. Thank you, Prabhu. Vivek Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, the Prabhu, what he said is correct. Internet and books, we have everything, but the real association will work. That real association can be physical or online. Still, it is association. But if it is a physical face-to-face association, then we can see and get their aura and get their body languages. All that will help. But if nothing is there, then at least we have to be connected virtually. Hare Krishna, it's very late for Indian devotees. We'll meet tomorrow with a fresh chapter by Ajit Prabhu. Vancha kalpadrubescha kraba sindhu devacha paditanam pavane
Vaishnavya namo namo.
the body Vaishnav Vranda ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Nitai Balai Gaur Kanai ki jai. Nitai
Jai.
Gaur.